Hello everyone, it's Julie from Camelia Crafts Designs. Welcome and welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be finishing this Orchids and Cats junk journal. Yeah, that's how it started. It had that tied around. Yeah, I made this in the last video. I showed you how to extend your 8x8 papers to make a journal cover and mix the Stamperia ones with some less expensive ones, although still gorgeous, not cheap by any means, but the colours went together so well I just had to do it. So what we're going to be doing today, I need to make tags and embellishments for this inside pocket. Same for here, some journal cards, a little bit of embellishing. I'm going to be doing a little bit of stenciling on the pages. I think I want to add some page tabs. We've got room without them sticking out too far. And yeah, whatever else I feel like doing as I go along. I'm not heavily embellishing the pages. There aren't, how many did I use? 6 pieces of paper, so there's 24 sides for journaling, and it's just a nice sized journal, I think. So I'm going to start by measuring these 2 back pockets. Right, I have gone ahead and done some fussy cutting. That's all I've done without you. I've fussy cut some of these little labels from front page, and if you remember, the back page was just all fussy cut elements. I've been busy doing that. Yeah, watched a bit of YouTube while I did it. So we've got cats, we've got that little building, we've got all the flowers, butterflies. Oh, do you remember that cute cat I liked if you watched it? We had one of him in fussy cut. He's just so adorable. Yeah, I'm not going to go giddy over cats. So we'll be using those to decorate. Right, first I'm going to decide how big. It's not a standard size journal, so none of my ready cut tags are going to fit. So I'm going to get my ruler. This is I like this one. It's nice and thin metal ruler for doing this. And I'm going to pop it inside to see how big my pocket is. Because we've got glue, we've got sewing, so just looking at the size of the journal is not going to cut it. So if I did it 4 1/4, it would stick out too far. 4 would stick out, would be too far in. So I'm going to do it 4 1/8 deep. 4 1/4 is it pushing it? I don't know. I'll just try 4 1/4. I always trim a bit off edge if it don't fit. And then I want it to fall between the rows of stitching. 7 1/2 could be a bit tight. I don't know, we'll try it. We'll try 7 1/2 by 4 1/4. So next step is to write that down so that I don't have to measure it 26 times, because I may do. 7 1/4 by, no, is it 7 1/2 by 4 1/4? Silly woman. Now, depending on how you've stitched and how you've glued, yours might need to be different. You may be making it with bigger papers, I don't know. So I'm going to look through this yummy paper pad for something that grabs me. I'm already thinking that needs cutting to make 2 separate elements. So let's measure them, see how they measure up. That would be perfect. It would. 7 1/2. We'd just get some of that on. I'm going to do it. The cat, that's the same cat as is in the pocket on back page, isn't it? So, oh no, it's different. Oh, we may end up making the cat into that journal card. Right, let's chop this one down then. Will it fit in my little chopper? I hope it will. No, I'm not going to measure 7 1/2 in little chopper. I might need a big one. Big guns need to come out here. But first, I'm going to measure that width, 4 1/4. It's just a little bit wider than that, isn't it? But that's fine. Ta-da! And then 7 1/2. I may take a little bit off top, I don't know. I'm going to take it down a teeny bit smaller than 7 1/2 because I want it to go along. You see that line there? I want it to go along there. There we go. So let's check now. See if our measuring skills are up to scratch. See if that is anywhere near what we want. It's going to need rounded corners to help it go in and out better. But I do think it's a smidgen tall. Look, I'm struggling to get that in and out smoothly. But depth-wise, it's perfect, look. Or is it? No, I still need to take a smidgen off. So I'd have probably been better going with my 4 1/8 and my 7 1/4. So let's see. Make this 4 1/8. Sorry, 7 1/4. So I'm going to cut some off top this time. 7 1/4. And I'm still going to cut from that side, I think, to make it 4 1/8. That's much better. That fits perfectly. I am going to round those corners. It always makes things slide in and out easier when corners are rounded. What's the back like? Round it. See what I could do with this. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to grab some of that other green paper, and I think I will mount this onto here, so you can then open it up and journal inside. So let's pick. Oh, that one looks good, doesn't it? I think I've just decided which one I want. I mean, you could cut that down smaller and leave yourself a border around. I'm not going to, though. Yeah, I'm going to use that piece. I like it. So here's what I'm thinking now. I'm just going to make it an opening journaling card. Yeah. So if that's 4 1/8 wide, I want to cut a piece that's 8 1/4. If that's 7 1/4, I want to make that 7 1/4. So let's cut this down to 8 1/2 wide. In fact, just a smidgen under, so I don't have to trim it again, I think. Just a smidgen, not even an 1/8. And I'm going to make it 7 1/4 high. Well, it's strange creating scraps when you've done so many projects using up scraps. Let's move you out of the way, mate, so we can work on desk and not you. And then I'm just going to fold this in half. I don't really need my scoreboard. It's 190 GSM. It will fold nicely without scoring. Grab my burn folder, which is buried. Here we go. I will need to round the corners, but then I'm going to mount that piece of... There we go. Ta-da! And then you see what I mean. Open that up and it's a journal card and you've got that lovely nice green on the back. Yeah, simple but effective. Just going to round these corners. I'm not too bothered about it being white because this is a very pale journal. We're not putting vintage photo. In fact, I use the saltwater taffy. I don't know why I said salty ocean. So did I get my measuring wrong? Yeah, that's a little bit wider. I don't know whether to, but I'm not even going to bother because you can just see a teeny bit of green on either side. That's as long as it fits. Let's have a look, see if it fits though. Yeah, perfect. And then it's a little surprise that it's actually an opening journal card. So let's get a bit of ink on. A few of you have said how nice it is to see something inked with something other than the vintage photo. It just works with some things. I think these papers are they've got a vintage feel to them anyway. So you don't have to ink things up to give them that vintage feel, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And if you're making this for a standalone piece, we could even make another little tuck spot on front. You can always add tuck spots and pockets here, there and everywhere, can't you? You can go mad with it if you want to. But on this journal, I'm more thinking about the profile of the journal. It's not a chunky monkey. And a chunky monkey in sight. I mean, we could put a pocket on back. You can go to town. You can do whatever. Alright. There is some script that I don't want to get upside down. I don't know why. I don't think it matters. I can't even tell. It's that obscure kind of script. I think you're not supposed to be able to tell which is the right way up. For that, I'm just going to stick that on. And I'm going to use a glue you've not seen me use for a bit. I'm going to use my Collal. Because it's not going to wrinkle. And it'll stiffen this up slightly, and that will make it easier to slide in and out at pocket. Yeah, you know, like your 3-in-1 and Fabri-Tac are a bit more flexible. This is not quite as flexible when it dries, but sometimes that's a good thing and we want it. It makes things more sturdy. Come on, flow down, flow down. You can tell I've not used it in a while, can't you? Come on, Collal. I'm just gonna get a good shake. Whoa. I think maybe it needs filling. So we're gonna have to wait. I can see it. It's going blub 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 all the way down into the tip. Blub blub. Ah, it's a good time for a sip of tea, this, isn't it? I know you ladies in the US don't get Collal. If you do, it's expensive. But over here, the Fabri-Tac and 3-in-1's expensive. So this is like just a bit of a cheaper option that has nearly all the same properties. And some properties it has, I prefer. It doesn't seem to be as gloopy getting it off your fingers. Oh, I've just repaired a belt for Becca today using Fabri-Tac, and I got it on my fingers and it's like, oh, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Right, bring that back and pop it on. You get your wiggle time with this as well. I don't think it dries quite as quick as Fabri-Tac and 3-in-1. Right. There we go. It's really good at coming off if it squidges out. You ball it up and it goes away. Bit like your Fabri-Tac and 3-in-1. You can get it off with those glue eraser thingamajiggy whatsits. So that's that. There we go. I think I'll just put a bit of saltwater taffy around the edges. Oh, I do like this. Do you know something? I will admit, I'll say it. When Tim Holtz did his release for this ink, I was a bit like, why do we need that? Why on earth do we need another ink? But sorry, Tim, I judged you too harshly. We really needed this ink. The colour's just fabulous. And I'd been pondering getting it, umming and ahhing, and then the lovely Sylvia got it me. So that made my decision easy. I got it then. There we go. So like I say, you can go mad and add even more to this if you want. As many pockets as you really want to add. There you go. Perfect fit. Just makes the journal feel a little bit more sturdy as well. Right, I want one for in there. Yeah, these back ones are more plain. I'm not doing much embellishing. We'll be embellishing the front tags a little bit more. Right, I'm toying with the idea of using the kitty cat, wasn't I? It's just going to be perfect. How can I not use that cat in there? I just can't not use it, can I? So get the choppy board out again. I'm going to cut that little strip off there. I'll move that glue out of the way. You may have noticed I lost pin. It's somewhere amongst the crafty mess that is my desk. And we want the same height, which was 7¼ comfy, weren't it? So I think I'm going to take a little bit off bottom and a little bit off top. Yeah. Yeah, cat just looks like he's sat right at bottom at journal card now. I'll go smidging over 7¼ so we don't lose too many leaves. We've got that. Now, I'm not going to do it because we just did it, but you could do exactly the same thing to this. It's a way I like to do journal cards when I'm using papers that are so gorgeous you just don't want to cover them up. So while you've not got any bulk from the embellishments, you can add a little bit of bulk to the back to give yourself more journaling room. Yeah, he doesn't have to tuck all the way in. Oh, I like him. That looks a really plain page until we get one more kiddie card. That needs a tab on, I'm thinking. Whereas that one doesn't. And those gorgeous flowers. Yeah. Yeah, we need to put a tab on him. Now, I bought myself this. If you watch me when my We Are Memory Keepers tab punch broke on camera, I was not impressed. So I've got this one. Similar shape, not quite the same. This is an EK Success one, which if I do like EK Success punches. So, yeah. Right, I think I'm going to use a piece of this just to test it. Just to test it. Oh, wowza. I know it punches, but I don't know. I'm not familiar with how deep the tab's going to be, so whether it's going to be good on there. It's good, but I don't want it to take away from the kiddie cat. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Bit of this on. And I do want to use these tabs on page edges, so it will match, won't it? And it's plain enough for you to write something on it then, if you decide at a later time you want to write something on. We're going to leave him plain. It's plain enough for you to write on. So it's just a big giant cat journal card. I'm going to stick this one on with my art glitter glue. We want a nice quick firm stick. Just checking. I just got this awful feeling I weren't filming, but I am. Don't know why that was. For some reason I want it to be level with the I do. I want it to be level with the middle. So it's just above the kiddie cat. I quite like that. It's handy having a stamp punch. There is another one that's cheaper than the EK Success. I forgot what brand it is, but then I watched someone who were moaning that they'd got one and it broke. I'm like, oh, what shall I do? I've had to wait such a long time for this EK Success one to arrive from US, but I think it was worth the wait. Yeah, I quite like how that looks. Actually, we could put a dangle on there if we wanted. I'm tempted to put something on there, to put a tag in, but then it'll spoil that frame on the cat, won't it? No, I'm happy with that. I'm leaving that. Right, here's where we can get fancy. So here's where we can get fancy lady. Right. That's very tag height, isn't it? It's a good height for a tag. We've got that. Where's the one with the letters? We've got that. That's just going to end up being an additional one that I stick in. Very tempted to put a pocket on with it, actually. But you know, I said I wasn't going to embellish these pages. I could be changing my mind. I was just going to do tabs and a bit of stenciling. I'm just going to pop that in there. So that's an extra, it matches. Right, what we got here? We've got those, it's a bit obvious to cut them out and use them as journaling cards, but I may have to do it with one. This, I've been looking at this, I'm thinking, what a fabulous tag. That, and then we could make a little tuck on the front for that. Oh, that's gorgeous. Could make an altered paper clip out of that. But that, I'm thinking tag. We may have to do a big round dingle dangle. Because I'm conscious that I'm also going to make a bigger journal out of this as well. I will make this paper pad go far. Yeah, I'm going to do that page. It will come off without tearing. Yeah. And these papers in the Stamperia, yeah, there's a bit of glue, but they're perfect all the way up to the edge. You know what I'm saying? Some people's aren't. Even though they're still expensive. It's not good. Right, what's the back like? Oh, that back's gorgeous. I think I may leave that as the back of the tag and then just put some tea-dyed paper for you to write on, because that's just too nice to cover up, isn't it? Oh, we're going to miss some of it cutting the cat off. Ah, I'm going to do it anyway. Let's see what happens. See what occurs. Get the chompy chopper out. I mean, on some papers, I'm all for just cutting them randomly and seeing what you get. But with Stamperia, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to waste one teeny tiny little bit. So, there we have a tag. And there we have a kitty cat. Oh, it's just so cute. Yeah, this tag needs more embellishing. Right, I think I want to make this tag shaped at top. I also think I might want to cut that bit off, because it's distracting me, that bit. I could back it onto some of that green. Let's get small chopper. Yeah, I need to take that off. I don't like it. Just that bit, look. I like that better now. I don't know why that other bit were distracting me. And I may want to back it onto some of this green. Yeah, because it's going to make it a little bit sturdier. So we're going to lose that back anyway. Sorry about that. Let's get another sheet of that. Ooh, about the ticking. Tick, tick, boom. And there's that one. I like that. I think it's going to have to be that. And then I'm just going to ink the edges of the back. Maybe do some stenciling with a saltwater taffy. Yeah. I'm going to use a strip of that. Let's measure the tag. Well, you don't have to measure. But let's not bother measuring. Let's just stick it in trimmer and make it a bit wider than the tag is. The tag, for people who want to know, it did happen to be just over 3 inches. So I'm going to cut this out like just over 3 1/4 inches. Well, perhaps nearer to 4. There we go. Yeah, and then I'll just make that into a tag shape at top. So I've cut it down by about 1 inch, so it'll make this about 7 inches high. We'll just fill that pocket that bit more now. We'll move that out of the way while we start inking and messing. I'm going to grab my plastic card and put a tag shape on top of this. Not a big one, just a little one. Same again with back. Yeah. I think I want to round them. And I'm going to round bottom at tag. Yeah, like that. And then I'm going to give it an ink, and then I'm going to add some more bits and bobs, maybe a little bit of bling. I think this one needs a bit of bling. Yeah, I noticed, I did watch some of my video back, this inking didn't show up as much on camera, but it is lovely. Just adds a little bit of something. Takes off that white edge you get when you cut papers, for starters. Just adds a little bit of something yummy. That's nice. Let's ink the back. Yeah, then I think I want to do a little bit of stencil. I'm just going to grab this label. It's half a label I didn't use. Right. Oh, I'm crafty lunch. Things are falling out the floor. I think you're used to that one, aren't you? I want some of these leaves on the back of here, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to do a strip at the bottom. The leaves. So these leaves are right and the wrong way up. Yeah, they do, and that's it. That's the right way up. So I've got myself a small brush because I don't want to ink bits that don't need any inking. You can see I've used brown on that, but I always use the same colours, me. The same brushes for different colours. I just give it a rub, get the brown off, and then I'm going to pop it in here. Got a fair bit on. And let's ink. It's like some of the leaves are upside down and some aren't. I think I'm going to do it Katie cornered. Yeah, that'll make me happy. New ink pad again, woman. You forgot you're using new ink pad. I'm so used to just rubbing it across my well-used ink pads. Oh, I still like it though. It's a bit darker than I was going to make it. It's a good job it's at bottom. But I'm a happy bunny. Oh, that's pretty. Just a little bit of something. Yeah. Put you over there. Put lid back on before there's a disaster. Put the brush away before there's a second disaster. And I'm just going to centre that on and glue it. I'm going to use my art glitter because it's going to take 3 days for that collal to come to end at bottle. It really does need filling up, she says. There's the art glitters then. Yeah, it's time to fill your glue bottles up, woman. Ooh, that were a big blob we didn't need. I don't put much on the middle. Just enough so it's not bubbling up. I best get this straight pretty quick because it's art glitter and it grabs pretty instantly when you're using it sparingly. Yeah, the more sparingly you manage to use your art glitter, the quicker it dries, which doesn't quite make sense, doesn't it? There we go. Right, now I want to put some extra bits on here from these fussy cut bits. So let's grab them. Tip you all out. Come on out, everyone. Right, what we got? Look at the kitty cat. No, we don't want him floating up there. It'd be good if we had a cat with its claws out that could be climbing up curtain, wouldn't it? That would be brilliant. Yeah. Oh. No, I think we're stuck with butterflies for this. I just think we need to add some extras. That's that same one that's on it. Could have, there you go, then we've got 3 butterflies dotting about, haven't we? I mean, I know it's not a big addition, but it's there. I'm not even inking edges of them. I'll fussy cut them pretty close. Like I said, Stamperia Papers, not a lot needed. Brilliant for a quick journal. And I've got some pearls out. That's not them. That's my teeny tiny little pearls. I just look at the colours. So I'm going to dot some teeny tiny little pearls on. Is my pearl dotter anywhere? I'm not going to make you watch me look for my pearl dotter. I'm going to pause, grab it and refresh my tea. Here we go, this is what I was looking for. It just looks like a pen, so it takes me forever to find it. It's just got sticky ends on, and it's brilliant, look, for picking up these pearly whirlies. There you go. Ooh. Yeah, these are bigger end with more stick for your bigger pearls. But I want to put some smaller pearls on here, so I'll be using my little end. I'm just going to grab a few pearls and hope they land the way around I want them. It's just, they're all perfect colour, and I want to put some pearls on my butterflies. I want to give them pearly abdomens, thoraxes, something like that. Bits in the middle. Pearly bits in the middle. I feel less guilty now cutting feelers off them too, because have you noticed that one? It's got no feelers. Oh, I don't know why. I always say life's too short for feelers, and it's tickle me that that one's got no feelers. Right, I'm going to put my glue where I want my pearl. Start with that one, because we did. And then I'm going to pick... I think that one needs that colour. I've stabbed it far too hard. I think that one's losing its stick. Needs a white with a baby white. I'll swap to big one. There you go. Just helps you put them where you want them. Put you a couple of dots of glue on. You can have 3 on. You're a bit bigger. And oh, I like that colour. We'll put that at bottom, the pale one. Then I think I want a white one in the middle and a pink one at the top. We will fit 3 on this butterfly, I've decided we will. There we go, that's 3 on him. I think, shall we have 3 on him? Yeah, you can have 3 as well. So 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do yours in the same order, mate. Have I got another pink? No, let's grab one. There we go. Pink at the top. I think we'll go peach in the middle for you. Just to be a bit different. Bit more glue. And we'll do a cream one at bottom for you. A pale coloured pearl. There we go. Let's just give that a teeny tiny little bit of something. Not a lot, but I like it. Right, top. I think I'm just going to go for a hole punch through and a silver eyelet. Yep. Yeah, I'm finding my crocodile. It's in my drawers outside me, but I've put that great big box of Happy Mail on top at drawer. So, pick up, just pick up. Can you see? why my desk ends up a mess. I get all these things out to use and I don't put any of them away. So that's you. Right, let's grab an eyelet. A nice silver one. Oh, I'm going to go for the dull silver one. Yeah. There you go. Makes a bit less of a statement because it's a very muted thing, this. I think it's one of those. You don't really need to do anything to these because they're so gorgeous, but you want to make it look like you've done something. Right, I'm just going to change settings on my eyelet because I've got it set up for small eyelets. And just supporting that because I don't want my pearls sliding off. There we go. And then in the top I have spread all over my desk. I just grabbed some of my seam binding that I've dyed. That's a bit left over from fussy cutting. I was going to do some with the saltwater taffy, but then I've already got this and it just goes lovely. And this is Tattered Rose, I think it is. And I'm just looking at the colours on this particular tag, and I think I've got like a minty green colour that might go with it too. Yeah, I have. This is not one I've dyed. This is the green colour it came as. Oh, what have I done? Silly woman. Sorry about that. I whacked camera into the middle of next week. But look. That's perfect. And so is that. So I'm going to put a little bit of each together through the top of the eyelet. About yay much, I think. And then I'm going to tie it with a little bit of, I think I'm going to use wax linen thread. Whee, oh, look at that. Those two colours together with colours on tag. Absolutely perfect. I'll grab the cream wax linen thread that I bound the journal with and I'm going to tie it with that. Yeah, I'm in my 6-inch crafting space now, aren't I? So as you can see, the one I bought's not crinkled. Do you know what? If you want to crinkle it, just get one of them. There you go, it's crinkled now. You don't always need to use water. Like what? Take it out and do it how you normally do, woman. I scrunch it up and then I like roll it in my palms. Hey presto, crinkled seam binding. So now I've got to thread them both again, haven't I? That'll be enough. Just in my own way now, aren't I? I'm going to do 2 knots with that. It's not mega bulky. And I'm just going to tighten a little bow for a little bit of fanciness. There we go. And that's that. I mean, it's not rocket science, that one, is it? But I just love the look of it. And that's going to be perfect in the front of the journal. Just scoop everything out of your way, woman. You can pick it up after you've finished filming. They don't mind. They're used to it by now. Right, let's grab the journal. I hope they're glued enough to not fall off when I stick them in pocket. We'll take you out for now, mate. No. There we go. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. I'm quite happy with that, and I love that look, you know, of it all coming out at top, especially when you've got a plain journal cover. Right. I'm really struggling to get things in. Here's a little tip. get your bone folder, just go round edges. Not too vicious or you'll bust bottom of your pocket, but once you've done that, it goes in and out better. I think that is going to be my bottom tag. Which way? I can't even tell which way up that's supposed to be. That way, I think. I think that is just going to be my bottom tag. Yeah, you are. Right, this house. I was hoping I could pop the house in, but it's not tall enough. It's going to get lost in pocket. So that could do. I could do with putting a pocket or two on pages, couldn't I? Really. It was all I wanted to do. Were a little bit of. No, I'm going to stick to my tabs and my stenciling. Otherwise, it's going to be a 6-hour video anyway, if I decide to decorate everything. I think I want to add some pearlies to that, but I'll do my stenciling first so I don't knock them off. And I'll take that tab out as well while I do my stenciling. Right, I want to stencil this clock from Sheena on the front. Because it's gorgeous. Right, grab my bit of waste. Because I don't want it going through onto other pages. Yeah, I know we've got a few cogs on clock, but I can live with that. Cocks have clogs, end of. Right. I'll get my same brush. I'm just going to start before putting any ink on, just to get it a little bit paler around edges. I don't want it as dark as I did on that tag. I think I'll get away without even having to re-ink for this. If you're worried about your stencil moving, get yourself some of that stencil stick stuff. It's like you spray it on back at stencil, it lets you reposition it, but your stencil sticks down. Or tape it down with tape, but I'm stenciling in a journal I've already made, so it is a bit trickier anyway. Just going to lift up. Oh, that's lovely. Just be a little bit heavier here. And oh, look at that, I like it. It's not in your face, it's so delicate and it goes so well with those colours. Oh, that's so yum. And I'm not going to do every page. I'm going to do this side of that page, I think. And this time, do you know, I'm going to grab one of my existing stencils. I've got some lovely ones with, yeah, foliage. This. Ta-da! I want to use that. I just want some foliage going up the edge. I'm going to use that one because I don't want it too big either. Yeah, that's lovely. This time I'm going to dip my brush back in my saltwater taffy ink. I was toying with the idea of using another colour. I did get the speckled egg out. I might stick with this colour. Right, start here again. We'll have a few of those dots that go along. I'm quiet when I stencil. That's another one to keep kids quiet, innit? Get them stenciling. Bit more ink on that, methinks. It's shifted slightly. Let's reposition it. I like to live on edge sometimes. Yeah, quite like that. Very subtle, but that's all I want. So that's that. I'm going to do that page. I really want to see what colour this speckled egg comes out at. what we're like for time. I've no idea because I had to restart when I knocked camera into middle of next week. You know I'm clumsy, don't you? Yeah. I think you've figured that out. Did I hit camera again? Highly likely. I'm just going to grab this back. Can you see I've got some brown on it that I don't want? But they do clean off really well, these. That's looking good now. I'm just going to put some on, and I'm going to test the colour again on here. I don't know if I like it. Not for this project. No, it's too green. I don't like it. I'm going to stick with my saltwater taffy. Oh, wrong lid. So that were an idea. I tried the olive green earlier. It's too olivey green. Stick with saltwater taffy, woman. Right, so let's pretend that didn't just happen. Where's my ink gone? What have I done with my ink? Here it is. Put it up there, out of there. Right, so let's crack on. I'm going to do this one next. It's like a doily. And I'm going to put it up there. Just part of it. That's it. I'm going to come in very light. Yeah, this will keep kids quiet, get them stenciling. Oh, I like that. Oh, look at that. Pretty. Pretty, but not in your face. Right, now you've seen me do 3. I'm just going to do the same few. I'll alternate them every couple of pages. I'll do one. So last thing I want to do is get my tabs on. Right. Get the tab punch back to do with tidying up before I crack on. I just plough on though, don't I? It could be an hurricane, I'd just plough on. Right. Now, remember these scraps that I had from when I cut that page to the wrong size? I'm going to use those to make my tabs. That's the cat. Oh, he's just got to end up in there, hasn't he? There you go, Mr. Kitty Cat. I can hear a child. I don't know what they want. They'll have to wait. Right, I'm going to use... Oh, I like this. I can see where the fold's going to be, so I can have the tab look different up front and back. That's quite handy. So that'll be 1. This time I'm going to do it there. 2. I should get 1 out of this. I'm not going to waste rest either. I can get some smaller tabs and some circles out of it. So I'm just going to fold these. I like that on the edge. That and that. And because it is a small journal, I'm only having 3 tabs. So I'm going to have 1. I don't like my tab on front page like that. I like to see it peeking out. So I'm going to put my tabs. I'll have the centre one there. I'm going to have the centre one just behind the middle page. Like that. So let's ink that one up. I'm wondering what my kids are up to. They're up and downstairs like I don't know what. It's like they're waiting to ask me something and they can't because I'm filming. It makes me nervous. It's like, what on earth are they up to? A little bit of glue. So, if you weren't rabbiting and you weren't doing it over 2 days, if you don't include your fussy cutting time, you can get this journal done in a couple of hours, really. If you've got a last minute present you need to do and you're running late. So that's going to go there. There we go. Straighten it up, I like that. Did I get a bit of glue there? Quick, get it off with a baby wipe. Don't have one. What have I got? I've got my finger. Use my finger. Now I'll put my glue rubber on it. You can hardly see it. So that's one. I just love it sticking out. It's such a delicate little journal, this one. That's going to be my front tab. And come back. Don't go mad with glue. So I want this not on the front page, on the one behind it. Not quite at the top. There we go. You could go ahead then and put another 2 in if you wanted. And again, this one's going to be on one behind the back page. We can find back and front page, can't we, at middle, without any tabs to help us. That had some writing on, so that's going that way, so my writing's the right way up. That's that. She says them wonkies it. Wonkies it. I am English, I promise. You just won't ever know it at times. Put you in properly, mate. That's that. And the tabs stick out. They stick out a smidgen front. I can live with that. I didn't check that, did I? That were a bit silly of me. Had I checked that, I would have put them in a bit further, but I actually quite like the look of it. They don't stick out from the back somehow. I don't know how I've managed that. Right. More pearls, and then jobs are good. I'm back. I found the gem pick. Right, here we go. I've decided to stick a cat on. They were just outside of me. I saw them when I was looking for gem pick, and I don't know whether to put that one on or the sleeping one. The sleeping one looks a bit round. I know that sounds really silly, but that one just looks better sat there, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, could we just tuck that cat under? The big cat. Oh, we could, couldn't we? But they're not in proportion. No, I'm just going to stick him on. I will put him a little bit of pink round his edge. So he's just going to get stuck on. And then I'm going to put a few gems on the flowers. Just remember, I've got my beads to tie onto my strings. Just going to bend him like that so he don't stick out. Put him right at the bottom so he don't look like he's floating in midair. There we go. And I just want to put some pearls on these flowers. I keep saying gems and the pearls. Right. This one, I just want to put a few in the middle. Like that. So come back pearls. I'm going to use these greeny bluey ones. Maybe one peachy one. I don't know. Greeny blue. It's gone all quiet. I'm going to use the pearl colour ones. Yeah, I don't want to take away from that pink. gone for 5. I really like that. Right, the beads for the end. I did grab a couple. I've got some. I can't find my small pink pearls. There's a chance I've used them all, so I've got a couple of bigger ones. I like that peachy pink colour. It goes with that. So I'm going to use a couple of those. Then I've got some smaller ones in some lovely greeny colours. And I think they go lovely. I don't know whether to put 2 green and a pink or just a pink. Oh, look at that one. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah. We'll use 3 colours. Sorted. And I'm just going to thread these on. I'm going to go for icy blue. I'm hoping I don't need a beading needle. Yeah, the holes are big enough. Because that'd be something else I'd have to pause and find. But that's what I'm like when I make it up as I go along. I don't know what I'm going to use till I think of it. That's the advantage of having this teeny tiny craft room. Right, that doesn't want to go through. So I'm just going to grab my pokey tool. Yeah, that's it. Just opened that hole up. Did that work? Yeah. And then I'll put the darker green colour on. That don't want to work. Just going to have to snip end of that again now. Another reason why I leave plenty of string when I'm going to put beads on. You don't know what trouble you're going to have getting your beads on. I just don't want to go in. I really don't want to have to go and find a beading needle. Oh, we've done it. Right, I'm not going to tie that yet because I want to thread onto the other string. I'm going to do this one opposite way round. Dark green first. Go on, you can do it. Snippety snip. Just poke it with that. It's the paint they use to paint the pearls because they're not solid colour, these. They've got like a coating on them. That don't want to work. Cut it at an angle. That might help you. I grabbed these beads with big holes thinking it would be easy. Yaha, that one did. Then the peach one. Yay. My look's changed. And then the blue one. I'm saying blue. I don't even know. It's like an ice blue, but it's got like a greeny, turquoisey tinge to it. I don't know whether it's pale turquoise or an ice blue, but whatever it is, I like it. Cut that off again. There'll be people saying, I wish she'd just got a beading needle. Right. I'm not closing journal because the glue's still drying on those. But I want these. I don't want them to be exactly the same. We're not making clackers, if anybody remembers clackers. So I want them like that. So I'm going to tie a knot in this short one first. There we go. I'll tie a couple of 3 knots before I cut it off because we don't want the bead falling off. There we go. Then I'll cut that off. And I want to make sure the others sit just below that. That's perfect. I'm even on camera. Whee, that's better. I thought I may have gone a little bit too low then off camera. Yeah. Spot on. I'm not pulling my knots really tight. you pull them really tight, you'll just end up having to do more to make a knot big enough to keep your beads on. Look, I've done 2 knots there that aren't even in the same place, but this third knot might bring them all together as one big knot. Did it? Did it? Not quite, so I'm going to do a 4th knot on this one. If anyone knows any magic tricks as to how to get all your knots to lie in the same place, answers on a postcard, please. Right. Oh, I like that. Oh, yes. Pretty. So that's that. That's that. We'll put the big tag back in. And there we have it. A nice, simple little writing journal. I've just got a bit more stenciling to do, which, like I said, I'm going to use the same stencils again, 1 of each on the second half. That glue has gone, you can't see it, and I'm pretty happy with that. I'll tie my lace back around it, and we're done. Ooh, I'm saying we're done. There's one more little thing. It's something I made a while back that I found, and I'm going to add it to the front just because it matches so nicely. Where did it go? Is it on this side? Yeah. Well, there were 2 actually. I was toying with putting 1 on, and I definitely want to put other on, like that. Ta-da! Look at it. Does that match perfectly, or does that match perfectly? It matches perfectly, so I'm going to glue it on. I'm going to use my art glitter. Just give it that little bit of something. These were the ones I did with the hot glue clusters. And I just thought that fabric went so well with that. And then there was a little dangle I was tempted to put on. I think that may have ended up just getting lost on the desk. So keep your eyes peeled. That might... oh, I found it. Haha! Look at that. How gorgeous is that? I did a tutorial on these, must have been about a year ago. And this is one that just goes perfectly. So I'm just going to attach that to the lace at the top. With that bulb clip, so that you can remove it or leave it on. So when people ask me, what do you do with all these things you make? Well, they go into future projects like this. Yeah, that's perfect, that's perfect. Job's a good one. Right, I'll leave you there because it's been a long one today. I hope you have enjoyed it and might give you a few ideas. I think sometimes we try and make journals too complicated and they don't always have to be. This was a nice, easy, simple one. Just make it most at papers. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling and go. See you next time. Bye.